back, everybody. So today we're going to have the second tasting of batch 3 in 2023. So this is a smash beer, Golden Promise and Nelson Sauvin hop. So technically you could say this is the first real review. So the first tasting I had was 2 weeks after bottled. Usually 3-4 weeks it starts getting better. So it's been a month from that tasting. So I'm hoping this will be better. Now, if you haven't followed this year's batch, my first 5 batches, they didn't attenuate. This one came in at 3.24% ABV. Now, this was an experiment using 2-year-old Golden Promise malt. It was still sealed in the bag in a dark place down in the basement. So actually, I was higher. I did have a little less wort going into the fermenter. So I was at 1.56 instead of 1.049 for my post-boil gravity. So technically, it's a little higher, but 3.24%. It didn't attenuate all the way. The yeast was new. I did go buy all new yeast, but I just wanted to see what would happen if you used older grain. So let's go ahead and get this open. Now, I did use the small pearl carbonation tablets in this, so 4 per 12 ounces. Okay, hiss, a little hiss, not much smoke. And that's the thing I noticed, because I believe after batch 5, I ran out of the small pearls. I couldn't get them, so I had to get the big sugar cubes. Yeah, let's pour this in here. A little smoke. Now, this is a small batch, 1.25 gallons. Not very much carbonation. There's a little bit, not much head. It's starting to rise, but small batch, 1.25 gallons going into the carboy. So 2 pounds, 4 ounces of Golden Promise. Then for the hop schedule, I'm sorry. Batch 3 is Citra and Nelson Sauvin. I guess I don't read what I put on here, because I was like, why is there Citra? So scratch all that. This is a combination of the first two. I was actually thinking that, but beer 1 of 23 was Golden Promise and Citra. Batch 2 was Golden Promise and Nelson Sauvin. Then these combined them. Now, again, 2 pounds, 4 ounces of Golden Promise. At 30 minutes in the boil, I used 0.39 ounces of Citra. Then I did a whirlpool with 0.25 ounces of Citra and Nelson Sauvin for 10 minutes. That sounds a little better. But yeah, so yeah, this was bottled on 8/23. So no head. I don't know if the other two had a head. I just reviewed them last week or the week before for their second round, batch 1 and batch 2. But color, hazy orange. It could be oxidized a little bit. I'm guessing it is. I'll have to check the other ones out. I do bottle directly. I need to probably stop doing that. But again, Golden Promise is coming out hazy to me. I don't know if it's because it didn't attenuate all the way, or that's just the color. You don't see too many New England IPAs that use Golden Promise. And if we're gonna get this haziness, why not throw some in there? Maybe it is the color. It's a little too orange, and most people want that milky yellow color. But let's go ahead and smell. A little maltiness, maybe a little citrus. Nelson Sauvin should have like a white grape to it. I think I'm just thinking it. Like more of a cross between light grapefruit, light orange. So you would get some of that acidic, maybe a touch of tartness, with a little bit of malt. It's not as sweet as I thought this was going to be. I really thought, since it didn't attenuate, we're shooting for like a 5.2. And most of these, almost every single one that I do a small batch of, I usually start with 2 pounds, 4 ounces of grain. So I think that's a 5.2. But yeah, not as much sweetness coming off as I thought there would be. Smell is down. I think it should be bigger. Those hops should be coming through for what, 6 weeks old. But there is no dry hop though. But let's go ahead and taste. Orange, orange toasted malt bitterness. Under carb, still it needs more carb. I don't think four carbonation, small pearl carbonation tablets is gonna get through this because with that extra sugar still left in there, the body's thicker, and I think maybe five would have been better than four. I am getting some bubbles coming up, and I do have the ring around there, but yeah, I mean you can kind of see the white ring on there. So there's it's carbing up. It's just not enough. Yeah, definitely a bitter citrus, almost biting into like the white part of an orange or a grapefruit. And it's about maybe a quarter of the way back on the palate before you start getting those flavors. Bitterness, IBUs are 70, 75 on this one. Like it's really there. Um, and per this, usually I do update all these when I put them in Beersmith, all the hops. So my Citra was 12, my Nelson Sauvin was 11.7. So I don't think we should get that, especially that whirlpool. I don't know where all that bitterness is coming from. Let me make sure I didn't dry hop this. Yeah. Maybe a little lemon, citrus lemon on the back end aftertaste of this, but that bitterness is just way too much in this. Um, I hope it tones down. So I have 2 bottles of this left. So we'll go a month from now, then a month from next time I do it. But I wish that bitterness would come down. It kind of has that consistency of like a double New England or a double IPA. Uh, that sweeter light syrup is there, but it's got that West Coast bomb bitterness, and it's overpowering almost everything. Definitely drinkable, but that bitterness is just too high in this. And I'm not getting that white. I did look up Nelson Savant just in case. So if we do look at that, um, yeah, grape-like flavor, uh, passion fruit, fruitiness, fresh crushed gooseberries. I don't get that out of this one, but it's home brewing. We'll make more batches. I'm still trying to get it down. I have not had one attenuate all the way using Golden Promise or a smash beer or a 2 hop beer like this. Using USO5 or SO4 yeast. Yeah, but making some today, and hopefully those will finish. But yeah, if you made something like this, leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this review, check some more out over here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. And until next time, cheers.